Welcome back to In Bed with Aaron and Helen. It's just us two today. We don't have any guests. It's just me and Grumpy Ellen today.
Hi guys.
She's pretty frustrated at the moment. Do you wanna tell everybody why?
Frustrated is a big word. I mean, I'm a bit pissed off.
Pissed off is a bigger word than frustrated.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alright. I don't know. I think it's more casual. But anyway, I haven't been training for now 3 weeks. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
I think I'm starting to meet how you would be if you had never gone to training before.
Oh yeah. Real miserable.
Yeah.
That was me.
You're super grumpy and miserable. You have this this sad face.
Yeah. And it's a whole vicious circle as well because I can't train. So my only passion left is food. And I eat and then I feel frustrated because I can't take the energy out anywhere. And I feel fat. And it's not good.
So you're full of energy, full of food, and full of rage.
Yeah. I feel so lazy now.
When you started, before you started BJJ, or before you started MMA, what was your personality like? Like, you once told me that I wouldn't like you. But now I'm living with you, so...
I guess I was a bit exaggerating. I was probably not as active as I am today. I was way more lazy than I am today. Believe it or not.
You're one of the laziest people I know.
And I was messier than I am today.
I can't believe that for 1 second. That's bullshit. Bullshit.
I was just... I guess I just didn't have any outlet for my rage or my... How would you say... my energy in general. So
you have a lot of energy. When you're not injured, you move a lot, you run around a lot, you're quite an active person. Did no one ever tell you?
No.
They just kept a distance.
Probably. And also I would take out my my sassiness on my friends and my partner.
That's rough. I'm starting to get a bit of it. I'm starting to feel a bit of it.
I think it's even worse because, as well as being frustrated, I'm really jealous of you being able to train. So
I know, and I've got this new health kick. I'm jumping back into training, getting up early in the mornings and everything.
Yeah, I guess it's less frustrating to see you go in the morning because I'm asleep. So I'm like, bleh. But it's more in the evenings.
Yeah. That's part of the reason I'm trying to train in the mornings a bit more, though, is so that I can take the evenings and spend some more time with you.
Yeah, but come on, you shouldn't be doing that.
And nurse you back to health.
Sorry?
And nurse you back to health, like a British nanny.
As if it would make a difference.
Yeah, you see, this is the grumpiness I was talking about.
It's just gonna take the time it takes, isn't it?
As if it makes a difference. It's a lost cause.
I am dying.
I'm dying. You are quite dramatic.
My neck is breaking.
Yeah.
I'm breaking my necky. Mario.
Did you see, you saw the physio today, though?
Yeah, I mean, I think he made me even more sad than I was when I woke up this morning.
Oh, wow. This is a different Ellen. Our listeners are not going to be used to this.
What? Used to what?
Sad than ever.
After 4 episodes, I don't think our listeners would know me already.
I think if anybody sat down with you for 4 hours straight and listened to you talk, that they would have a good idea of who you were.
Anyway, the physio has some good news for me.
Which was?
First one, he recommended I stop BJJ altogether.
What?
Although he referred to it as Krav Maga, so I thought I was gonna neck chop him or something.
Neck chop?
Yeah.
Like a Krav Maga neck chop?
Like a Krav Maga
Is that
neck chop. Just to prove a point. What?
Yeah, BJJ is not Krav Maga. That's lesson 1.
And then...
he said to stop doing it altogether.
Yeah, he was like... So, are you guys planning to stop this nonsense?
Is that what he said?
Yeah. And I was
So
like,
this guy is physio. He's like a friend of mine. He's an absolute wizard. You know, he's very, very good at his job, and he's in very, very good shape himself. But he doesn't do any
he
combat
has
sports.
cows
Cows for
the
days.
size of
Watermelons.
no, my whole body.
Like one calf is the size of your torso.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's like he drinks his protein shake and then he just like skips, so all the protein just goes down into his calves.
Anyway, he was saying, surely after so many injuries, you guys are always injured.
Yeah.
After so many injuries, you're probably thinking about stopping it now. And my point was like, no, it's all worth it. And so he was
Is that
like,
what you said?
yeah. He was like, really? And I was like, yeah. But while I said yeah, I wasn't sure anymore. I was trying to think of the reasons why it's worth it, but right there and then I couldn't find any because the pain was too overwhelming.
Yeah,
but,
of course. So what is it? What is the injury?
He thinks is, correct me if my terminology is not good, bulging disc on my neck.
Bulging disc, yeah.
On my neck.
Okay.
And that it's probably trapping a nerve, which is what's shooting down pain down my arms.
Yeah. Yeah,
Down
because you're
my
getting like
arm.
tingling in your fingers and
Yeah.
shooting pains in your arms.
Yeah. All that because my ego is too big.
Yeah, like just to do a little recap, the whole reason that you have this injury is because you didn't tap to something in a training class with like your best friend.
Yes. That's the best time
And
for
the
you
problem
to...
is that she would be quite happy to pull your head off, and you would be quite happy to let your head be pulled off before you give up. And it's not the first time you've done this.
Listen, I already said I've learned from it.
No, because this happened to you before with your shoulder.
No, this never happened to me.
Not this injury, but last time you got caught in a Kimura in training, and you didn't tap, and then your shoulder was out of commission for God knows how long.
No, it wasn't a long time. It was like probably a week.
Yeah, but like it caused you problems in competition.
No, that is something completely different
So how did that
altogether.
happen?
In the competition, a girl like took me down in a certain way.
Your shoulder was hurting before that fight.
No. The shoulder hurt during I kind of popped my shoulder during the competition.
Yeah.
So that's different.
So you didn't hurt that shoulder beforehand?
No, it happened.
Yes,
It
okay,
happened
no,
there.
This is bullshit.
Which competition are you
The
talking about?
Worlds.
Yeah, that's the one.
In the Worlds, the reason that you got caught,
That's from my old injury,
which is what?
my shoulder,
And how did you hurt? Yeah, exactly.
during my competition.
Okay, so
about a year
you're
ago.
saying that you had one competition where you hurt the shoulder, and in the Worlds you re-aggravated the shoulder.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just that injury
I thought you were
is never.
saying that the Worlds injury happened at the Worlds.
No. Like it happened in the British Open. The year before or 2 years before.
From a takedown.
Yeah.
Man, maybe jiu-jitsu is like so dangerous.
It is not though. Like if you compare it to MMA.
I think that is way, way more dangerous than MMA.
No, the head
Yeah.
trauma. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's more dangerous to your body. I think like to your body overall.
I guess long term for the joints and everything, yeah. But my brain is still all intact.
You don't know that. You don't know.
Almost.
We don't really know the effect. Almost. We don't know really what the effects of choking it does on the brain. Like if you go out,
Yeah, but
that's depriving your brain of oxygen. So you don't know what that does to you. Like if you deprive your brain of oxygen for too long, the brain cells die, and then if all the brain cells die, you die. So like, if you do it how many times? How like is too many times? Is it the same as being knocked out?
I don't know.
It's
But then
damage.
again, how many times do you, like, in training when you're doing striking,
Mhm.
how many times do you get punched in the head?
Yeah, see, that's difficult to quantify. They think like when you get hit in the head in training is one thing, but when you get so hard that you get a concussion, that's when trauma happens. And a concussion is when you get that, like you see stars and it goes dizzy and you lose your equilibrium and stuff like that.
Yeah, but for sure, even like a normal punch that doesn't get you to concussion
Just like
has
a
a
little
bad.
dong.
Yeah, for sure, it's not good for you.
Yeah, it could.
And
probably
how
cause
many,
some
like,
kind of
if you
scarring.
compare it, how many times do you actually get choked, or there are so many other submissions that can that can be put on while you're training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but my point wasn't that jiu-jitsu is just as bad for the brain. I would say that MMA is worse for the brain than jiu-jitsu is. But in terms of overall injury and damage to your body long term, it's probably jiu-jitsu's worse. If we include brain injury as part of everything.
Well, anyway, your argument is irrelevant because to be good in MMA, you have to be good in a different disciplines, one of which is BJJ.
BJJ is the one that fucks you up in MMA the most. Like, I did Muay Thai for like 10 years. I've had, like, some bruised ribs and a bruised shin, like with a bit of a dent in it.
Come on, you can't say that BJJ is more brutal than Muay Thai for your body.
I think it is.
No.
Okay, we'll look at the injuries. So we'll look at the differences, right?
Yeah.
So I've had it in my legs, right? Let's just do only legs. Muay Thai, the worst injury I ever had in my leg, okay, was a bruised ankle, which was very, very bruised, and it hurt a lot, but it was just bruised.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like a little kind of dent in my left shin from blocking a kick.
How about my pocket of water in my shin?
We can talk about your legs in a minute. We're talking about my legs. We're talking about these babies, all right?
All right.
I had a little dent, and it felt kind of crunchy and everything like that, and it took a few weeks to heal, and it was fine. In jiu-jitsu and grappling as a whole, okay, I tore the meniscus in my knee, okay, more than once. I had like multiple fractures and multiple tears in meniscus, which I had to have repaired, and I completely shredded apart my ACL, which I had to have repaired in my left knee. That alone is way worse. And I've only been doing jiu-jitsu for like 5 years. So you compare 5 years of jiu-jitsu to 10 years of Muay Thai. Like, come on, like, this way, way, way worse for your body.
Well,
I've had neck injuries. I've had shoulder injuries. I've had back injuries. Your fingers get fucked up. Your toes get fucked up. Your skin gets pulled off.
I don't know.
You're right about the head injuries. It's way worse in striking sports because there's no striking in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but then you look at competing in Muay Thai is so much more dangerous than competing in jiu-jitsu.
Is it? Look what happened to Finfu.
Yeah, but that was a freak accident.
Yes, a freak accident when someone dies in a boxing match, but it happens.
I never talked about death in Muay Thai. I was just talking about like damage and cuts in the head and like from elbows and knees to the body and.
But the injuries that you get in Muay Thai, they're all very superficial. Sore legs, bruised ribs, a cut here and there. But I'm talking about damage that I'm going to feel when I'm 70.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's more long-term damages that we feel in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it fucks your body up.
In Muay Thai, it's more impressive. Like,
it's a sudden thing. It's like, whoa, he's got a big cut on his face.
Yeah.
Shit, blood everywhere.
Not even cut. Like, sometimes the guy's face look like fucking battered meat.
Yeah, it does. But it's all superficial damage, like that skin damage.
I'm not sure about that, is it, though?
Well, I've had, like, some pretty gnarly, like, bruises on my face before, but it's...
Fucked up nose.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a crooked nose.
I wasn't talking about you in particular, but in general.
In general, you get a smashed nose.
Yeah.
Some people get more smashed noses than others.
Yeah, your face gets...
Rearranged.
Like feng shui.
Feng shui face.
Yeah.
Rearranged. I would say it doesn't get rearranged. Your face gets optimized.
No, it's not.
It's optimized for combat.
No, I've seen like
because
some fighters.
You don't want a big nose. You want a flat nose.
No. Some fighters start like good looking and they end up like Mr. Potato.
That's true. Yeah, their words, not ours.
What do you mean?
I know who you're talking about, where that quote came from. Anyway, yeah, but I think, look at the Meow brothers.
Yeah.
They walk like...
Yeah, but that's like because
Igor,
of the crazy shit
like
they're
Igor
doing.
from Frankenstein movie. They're like, yes, master. Like, they have one shoulder hunched up, but like, their spine is crooked from berimboloing all day.
Yeah.
And that's from doing correct technique.
What do you mean? It's from doing weird techniques that they've like... Developed.
I watched a really funny video today about all the times that the Meow brothers pants people.
Pants?
If you pants someone, you pull their trousers down. So like a lot of time in competitions, they get a grip on the inside of the gi trousers.
Yeah.
And they do it from behind.
Yeah.
Often because they're brown ballowing.
Yeah.
But quite often they end up pulling the guy's ass completely out.
Yeah.
And it usually happens against heavier guys.
Yeah.
So you've got like this tiny little monkey looking guy holding onto the thing and pulling the guy's
Hands
ass out.
down.
And he's like really trying to get the submission. And you're trying to take it seriously because it's a serious match. They're professional athletes. But he's like, ass is bare and right up in his face.
That
Through the whole
sounds
video.
awful. Were you watching these videos
I was watching this video, yeah.
during your lunch break?
Of course.
Wow. What did your colleagues say?
Well, a lot of my colleagues aren't in on their lunch break.
Oh, okay.
They're always running around.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with a bare ass.
I guess not.
Yeah, I wasn't watching like some jiu-jitsu alternative porn at work, which I'm sure exists.
Come between my guard
And meet your doom.
and meet your doom. and meet intense pleasure.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you so you when Sam asked you, you know, like, oh, is it worth it? You said it's worth it and you couldn't really think of anything.
I mean, I could think of something, but
On the spot.
yeah, on the spot, I just wanted him to massage me, to be honest. I didn't think of anything. I just said it was worth it, and then I left it at that.
I'll rub my back.
Yeah. Now rub me. Make me feel good.
Do what I'm... Do you know what? Have you seen that movie where Halle Berry says that?
She said what?
Make me feel good.
No.
It's a movie, I think it's called Monsters Ball, and there's like a crazy scene when she gets really, really drugged up and asks like Billy Bob Thornton, who is not an attractive man, to have sex with her, and she goes, "Make me feel good, make me feel good."
All right.
Ashley always does it.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I mean, I guess, you know, I know what it brought to my life and why it's worth it. Mainly because of the people, and mainly because of my perception of life and what's important in life and what's not.
You wouldn't have met me.
Yeah, that.
Wouldn't be reaching out to people all over the world via our podcast. You wouldn't be hanging out with all our friends in Valencia.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I would take a crooked spine and some fucked up fingers for, you know.
I'm not sure about that.
Kiki and Jen.
It sounds a bit
We need
brutal.
both.
It sounds a bit brutal to say it like that.
I would take the injuries that I've had to myself over, like, I'd rather have them as friends.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't even get the sentence out. It just shows how much brain damage I have.
Yeah.
Man, like, I think it's this diet. Like, I have this, like, brain fog going on.
I thought I was supposed to make you sharper.
It does after a few days. It's a ketogenic diet, so you're just eating loads of, like, fat and protein, and it helps you to lose weight and everything because your body burns fat as its primary source. But while your body's getting used to it, you just feel, like, foggy as fuck. I was reading about, like, all these people. My mum did it. My mum did the ketogenic diet. She did it so much that she got some ketogenic rash on her arm.
What?
Yeah, I don't even know this. She's like, I'm in ketosis, but I need to come out of ketosis. I'm too much in ketosis. I was like,
What?
yeah, being in ketosis is being in the mode where your body burns the fat. And it worked really good for my mum. She lost a bunch of weight. But she didn't want to keep up the diet, I think because she likes margaritas.
Really strong margarita.
Really strong margaritas. Did you have one of my mum's margaritas?
No, but
Oh,
you've
man.
told me enough about it.
They are
Many times.
lethal. My mum was like, do you want a margarita? I'm like, yeah, that sounds really good.
Let's go for it one more time.
Well, I'm not just telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling the world.
Okay, keep telling me.
Do you want a margarita? And then she gives you something that's like 90% tequila. Squeeze of lemon. Enjoy. You might as well just do a shot with my mum.
Oh, she's awesome.
She is. But
I guess the friends and review your priorities in life.
Yeah, but not just that. But look what it gives you physically. Like,
Yeah,
even though I'm sore
like I
most of the
think
time.
self-confidence as well
Yeah.
was a big thing that I took out from. It's not necessarily BJJ, but martial arts in general.
Mm-hmm.
And also confidence in what you can achieve in life. Like at work, I know it's changed my perception of things. You know, when I have a difficult conversation to have. This week, I had to tell one of my team that I was going to fire them, and just knowing that you've been through so much in your training, in competitions, and this butterfly feeling in your belly before a comp, and having something at work that seems like a massive thing, and actually you can what's the word?
Relate?
No, not relate. Relativiser.
Relativiser?
Yeah. Relative.
You could say it's all relative, like it's really big for work, but it's not big for life.
Yeah, it put things into perspective, basically.
What's the word?
Relativiser.
Relativiser.
Yes.
I like it. Relativiser, viser.
No, and so it put things into perspective. You're like, actually, it's not that big a deal, and as long as you're honest, and at least on my specific subject, as long as you're honest and you're communicating what's going on, then it can work.
Have you seen Fight Club?
Yeah.
Do you remember the line from Fight Club?
No. But I'm sure I'll hear about it.
You're going to hear it now. Yeah, that's right. You're so rude. You're just showing off. That's you. I know you.
Just tell me.
He says, after fighting,
yes,
everything else in your life gets the volume turned down.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's fucking true.
It's so true.
And I watched that movie before I ever had like fights. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know what that felt like, what it was like. And it's true. Like at work, like all this week, like I work in media sales, and I didn't make any sales this whole week. And there were targets on the boards, and my target was X amount, I had to make, and I hadn't made any. And I wasn't in the least bit worried about it, because I knew that these kind of like short-term targets are just to keep you motivated so you hit the long-term targets. The important one is the long-term target, right? Mm-hmm. So all my colleagues who weren't on target were really stressed, and some of them stayed in at lunch, and some of them didn't get to go out in the sunshine or whatever. I went and I got jerk chicken and some veg, and I sat down outside, and I came back in, and sometimes the managers give me a bit of a funny look. They're a bit like, is Aaron doing his job? And then today everything came in, and I was like 4 times over target. And I knew because I knew it would be okay, and I didn't stress over it. And if I had panicked and stressed and started bugging people and calling them, annoying them, it had made them less likely to be interested in what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? I didn't feel like after you go and lock yourself in a cage with someone who's trying to kick you in the head as hard as they can, like nothing really like gets to you in like human interactions and day-to-day interactions with people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really
I guess things still get to you, but you're more prone to actually step back and think about, okay, what's worse, and what's the worst that can happen.
Yeah. Well, so what were you talking about? When did you have an example of that?
What do you mean?
What's the worst that can happen? Was it with this situation?
No, I think it was more when I just took on this new job that I have at the moment, and one of my team, actually, like the whole team was a bit in a shamble, because it's a new structure for everyone.
I like it when you say shambles.
What? Why?
A shamble. It was a shamble.
It was a new structure for everyone, and I just came in, and I was their new manager, and they're like, wow. I
remember when you first started being a new manager, and you told me that like you had a reputation for being a shit manager.
Not a shit manager, a bitch.
A bitch?
Yeah, that's different.
In my head it was shit manager.
No.
You have a reputation for being a bitch?
Yes.
Why? What did you do?
Because I was a French manager. All French managers are bitches.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I apologize to our French manager listeners.
Don't apologize. They need to know.
Or maybe they know already.
Yeah, probably. It's just not like management. People management is just not part of French culture.
Really?
Yeah, they just don't care about it.
But that's what you're managing. You're managing people. Why not take that into consideration?
Nah, it's not important.
It's the most important thing.
I mean, for French people.
That's stupid.
Well, I do agree now, but it wasn't as clear-cut when I started, because most of my managers been French. Obviously, I work for a French company, so it's most of my and I'm French as well, so most of my managers were managing me in a certain way. Yeah, and I just like managed down the same way I received it.
Brutality and fear.
Yeah, so there's no positive feedback.
Did you kind of rule them like Genghis Khan?
Yeah, kind of.
Some
I tried to
executions.
I tried to make them feel like shit.
Oh my god.
If they weren't doing their job properly, I would
my-
make sure they would know about it.
How?
Oh my god! Once I was such a bitch. I remember taking one of the team. She was new. I took her into a meeting room, and I printed one of her emails, which was like shitty written. And I was like, "You see here, when you say that, you should have said that instead."
Oh.
Or I would have said that in this way. I know I was such a bitch.
You took her into a room, you printed her email out,
Yeah,
and
I
you
was so-
shamed her.
Oh, I shamed her so much on her
shamed her
email
good.
skills. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
And
And your email skills are pretty good yourself.
And yeah, I was good at that. 2 months later, she resigned.
You bitched her out of the business.
Oh yeah,
That's deep.
That's a good way though,
That's deep.
because it costs less to the company.
Oh shit.
It's the way it works, babe. But
It's
yeah, French
cutthroat.
management is not a thing.
So how does your management style differ now? Because I've heard some examples of what you do now, but I had no idea that you were like that before.
I think the difference is that before that, when I was the bitch manager, I didn't consider my team as a team. I just thought they're here to do the job, and that's it. You know, they're
They're
here.
not people, they're robots.
Yes, and
That is so shit.
and yes, I admit. And
Well, you were trained like that. You were trained to think that.
not necessarily to think that. I was just a very career oriented as well. I didn't really care about anyone else. I just wanted to do well, and yeah, I just thought that everyone thought the same as me. That you just need to do a good job, and then you'll get the next role or the next thing, and you just need to do your job well. Full stop. And if you're not, then I'm just going to tell you what is not good. And that's it. You don't need me to tell you when you're doing good things, because no one ever told me before.
But now do you realize how important positive praise is?
Yeah, no.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like psychological thing. It's like proven science. They've done tests on it. Like they say that like beating, like I'm using a metaphor, but like beating someone and praising them, they have the complete opposite effects. Like people say like, if you beat someone when they do something wrong, they'll do it right next time. Yeah, but all that you teach them when you do that is you teach them to be scared of the next beating and to do the job out of fear. If they do something good and you praise the shit out of them and you say fucking well done for that, then they know next time that to excel. So they're not doing it out of fear anymore, and because fear breeds resentment. If you're scared of something, you hate it. So you're going to start hating your job as a result of that. I think like usually if you have 1 or 2 shitty meetings with a manager and they bring you up on your behavior, you're more or less on your way out already, I think.
Yeah.
I think the moment that a manager has to take you out. There was a girl working in my office, and I remember thinking this. I remember just kind of talking to her, and we didn't really get along like friendly. We just got along professionally. I didn't really like her very much anyway, and for sure she didn't like me. And I knew she didn't like me when the whole Cecil the Lion thing happened, and she was saying how that they should cut the guy's head off and shoot him and do it in the street like the dentist.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I heard her talking from the back of the room, and I put my head up and I was like, you realize that you're talking about doing that to another human being? And I said it in front of the whole office, and everyone went a bit quiet, and she went, yeah, but he's like, he deserves it. And I'm like, I said, what you're saying is really hypocritical. You're condemning the murder of one life and you're supporting the murder of another life. I said, ultimately, they're both life forms, and it's just a lion. And when I said it's just a lion, she was like, oh, wow. And then from that day forward, she just didn't speak to me, like, not even a word. But I remember the first time that she got pulled to one side for her internet usage and stuff. And I thought to myself, like, if it's
in your face. That's because of your shitty comments about Cecil the lion.
What a stupid fucking name for a lion. Cecil. Yeah. No, I love lions, okay. But this was... I remember thinking then, I was like, I bet you she leaves... I bet you after this one. And then I thought... And I thought about this, like, the other day, and I don't know why. I think it's because one of my other colleagues was in danger of getting fired.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, if they pull you in once, like... It's just going to breed resentment. Unless you have a cool conversation with your boss, if they're there telling you that you've done something shit, you're going to go home feeling like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go home feeling like shit, the next day you come to work, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get worse from there. That's why leadership is so important, like to praise people for good, to pick them up on the bad, but in a way that you don't like fucking brutalize them for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but my point back then was, if there's nothing good... So I remember at that time, the management style was, even if you have a bad feedback to give, make a sandwich about it. Like, one positive, one negative, one positive.
They were training you to give positiveness.
Yeah.
Positive feedback. And you still didn't.
Oh, yeah, of course not. I mean, I
thought you were being trained to be a bitch, but they were training you to do good things and you were still being a bitch.
There are two different... things like there's the operational side, where that's just the way it is, like that's the French management, etc. And then you've got HR theory that is going on around that. You should use these things and that, but HR doesn't know shit. They're just here to try and like talk about what everything should be like, and
HR, it's their job to know that shit.
They don't know shit, I'm telling you.
You're not telling me as if like I don't know what HR is. There's HR in my own company too.
Yeah.
Yeah, HR does know shit.
No,
and they're really
don't.
useful.
No, they aren't. Oh, they're so full of shit. They're like, sometimes I wonder what they just do for a living. They're there in the office.
Every one of our listeners who's in HR has just been like, off.
Well, they better go off. Or at least, I mean, that's the way it is in my company.
Yeah.
Right? They're just useless.
In my company, HR is really, really good.
Well, lucky you. Not in mine. They probably get paid too much, or there are probably too many of them, but they're just not useful.
So what are they doing that's not useful?
First, they're not helping out with retaining people, with providing you with the right information.
Well, of course not. You're trying to get rid of everyone to save the company money. They can't retain anyone. You're there making people cry in cupboards, like taking them to one side and like printing out their emails and then going and finding the shittiest Facebook photo of them that you can and putting it on their desk and saying, "This is why I see from you. This is why I look at you like."
What? No, that's a bit too far.
I can imagine. It's psychological warfare when you're the manager.
No.
Oh.
But anyway, like one of the things that they're not good at is recruitment, which is normally the first thing they should be good at.
Yeah.
Right.
That's their job.
Yeah. Well, they don't recruit. They send the requests to agencies that are recruiting for them.
Yeah.
And then the agencies are charging us something like 10 grand per contract. It's like, how fucking crazy is that? And I remember one year I had to recruit someone, right? And I was fed up because they didn't send me any CVs. So I went myself on LinkedIn, looked at a lot of profiles. I came up with 10 CVs, right? And sent it to HR. And they were like, oh, no, that is not the process, blah, blah.
You basically became a recruiter for the day.
Yeah. And you know what? They said, no, that's not the process. Next thing you know, they sent me the CVs from the agencies. 5 of them were part of the 10 that I found on LinkedIn.
It's not the process.
How fucking crazy is that? And then we ended up recruiting one of them.
One of the ones that you found?
Yes, paying 10 grand for it.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, how fucked up is that?
So you could have saved the company £10,000.
No, I could have saved the company 9,000 because if it's someone I bring, I get £1,000.
So you would have tried to charge them?
Of course. I was like, what do you think? This is a Chinese business origins.
You would have tried to charge them £1,000.
Of course. I mean, do you think I'm doing that for free? No, but come on now.
You did a LinkedIn search. Yeah, calm down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what recruiters do a lot.
Yeah? And then they get paid what? £10,000.
No, they don't. Well, the agency gets a portion of that and the recruiter themselves gets a portion of that.
Uh-huh.
So the £10,000, the £10,000 goes to the agency itself, but the recruiter will get a percentage of that 10,000.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not. Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm talking about the company itself. I don't care how they pay their employees. But anyway, useless.
That option. That's fucking stupid. I can't believe that shit.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, that's I got it from HR. The sandwich technique. Put a positive feedback and then a negative and then a positive. I was like, for what? You're drowning all your message into like 2 positive feedback while you want to just say a negative. So just go straight to the point, right?
All you want to say is a negative.
Yeah.
You just say the negative.
Yeah. And then the other alternative is like, oh yeah, you're doing this right, but then this is bad, and then this is right. Like, they're just gonna get mixed up messages. Might as well say it to the point. If there's something positive, then you say something positive. If there's no positive, you just don't say anything.
But the point is to find the positive, to sugarcoat it.
No, that's bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
No, you know why I know it's bullshit? Because now, like, the real management stuff has come out, and now the message is, don't do this sandwich shit. The shit sandwich, like they say up north. It's not working.
Shit sandwich?
Yeah, no, not that bad. It's not working.
Like they say up north.
Yeah, no, up north they say it's going down like a shit sandwich. That's Richard told me that.
I don't think anyone says it's going down like a shit sandwich.
Yeah, it is.
No.
You'll ask Dickie about it.
It's going down like a shit sandwich.
Yeah, it's going down like a shit sandwich.
All right, I'm gonna remember that one.
Ask him. Yeah, that technique now, like the new coaching that we get, the new training we go to.
Like that course you went on?
Yes, they're saying the sandwich technique is the worst thing ever because you're sending mixed messages. It's better to like have a clear conversation. And obviously, my technique before was really bad, like going straight on and telling people they were shit. Like now there are ways to give constructive feedback. The point is not to make people feel like shit.
Yeah.
It's to give constructive feedback. Like,
okay.
This is not their personality, it's not them. It's a behavior that they have at a certain point in time or a job that they've done at a certain point in time. So this is not something that can't be changed. It's something that can be changed. But, we just need to just put it out there and say this is something that is not working.
Yeah.
And how can we get together and make it work? Right? Mm-hmm. Rather than saying, oh, this is working well, but that is not working. And this is working well. Do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's true. I guess it's like if you got called into a doctor's office and they were like, yeah, you have a terminal disease. They would just tell you that you have a terminal disease. They wouldn't say, you have great legs, but you have a terminal disease.
But I love your eyes.
Your eyes are gorgeous.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. I'm just gentler than you are.
No, you're not.
What do you mean?
Yes, you are.
Of course. Can't believe you would contradict that. I think about all the...
This is my French side. I have to contradict everything you say.
Yeah, and even when it makes no sense. I remember you contradicted me when I agreed with you.
No, when I agreed with you.
What do you remember what happened?
No, but that happened a lot of times.
Yeah.
When you said something and I agreed with you, but I had to say the opposite just to argue the fact.
It's really irritating.
It's not.
If you do that again and I notice, I'm going to throw you through the window.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will call domestic violence.
You'll call domestic violence? Who is domestic violence?
I don't know. I'm sure there's...
Do you mean the domestic violence helpline?
Yes, that's what I meant.
And you're not going to call domestic violence?
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, I think about all the ramifications like that happens to people. You're shit. I think they go home and they feel shit. They come in, they're going to be shit again, and they're going to lose their job. And then I think about do they have a family that they're trying to feed and everything like that. Yeah, no, you don't give a shit. But there's people like you in the world that need to be there to do the mean stuff, and then there's people like me in the world that are there to be, a little bit more gentle with people.
You're gentle.
Gentleness.
Your gentleness is more gentle.
More gentle, like plankton.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't feel good to just call someone shit.
Hey, listen! I didn't say I felt good about it.
You look no.
Yeah, I did feel good.
Yeah, exactly. From your description of it, you enjoyed it.
I'm such a bitch.
Yeah, but you're not now. Like now, when you come home, And tell me about some shit that you got up to at work. Your description of how it went down is very different to these old stories you're telling me of your evilness and your time on the throne.
Yeah, that was it exactly. I was the queen.
Yeah.
I was the queen of my turf. And no one would one would mess with me.
You took a metaphor and you mixed it so much you became the queen of turf. Like, turf is like a gangster thing to say. Like, this is my hood. This is my turf. Yeah. And queen is very royal. Yeah. You can't be the queen of turf.
Why not? I like it.
Because you're not a gangster. I know you're from the suburbs of Paris, but still.
Anyway, yeah, it's why are we even talking about that?
Man, we got sidetracked, as we always do.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're talking about frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I've noticed? You get, like, lost in conversation, and then to try and get yourself back, you go, anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway. And then when you're done with when you're finished with what I'm saying as well, like, if you want me to stop talking, you go, anyway. You move me along. You move me along in the same way.
I'm like a shepherd.
You're like a shepherd.
And you're my goat. It's really hard to keep you in line, though.
Yeah, I just want to jump around all over the rocks, and go skipping about like a goat. Yeah, of course.
That's what you like to do. It's really hard.
Well, people seem, when they're listening, they seem to like it when we go from subject to subject.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, look at the first episode is the one that got downloaded the most, and that's still got the most downloads of any of our episodes.
Do you not think it's because it was like newness and...
No, it's still getting downloaded. It's still getting downloaded, which is really cool. Thank you, by the way, everybody, for downloading episode 1 still. It's good. I think the concept was frustration and rage. I think the concept was frustration and rage. It's something that I'm having to deal with a little bit on the flip side of your injury. And it's like when you live with someone and they're hurt, you know, we're in a relationship, so I feel like I want to help as much as I can, you know, like, you know, we should both be cooking and we should both be cleaning and everything like that. It doesn't always have to be 50-50, but, you know, we definitely need to balance things out. And when you're hurt, like, I feel like I can give you a massage, or I can get you painkillers, or I can do this and I can do that, but ultimately I just have to kind of like let it go, and you're going to heal in your own time. It's super frustrating. Like, I just kind of wish I could do more. And like you say, you feel jealous about, you know, me being able to go and train. I know, I feel guilt about it too.
Well, you shouldn't, though, because it's not your fault. It's not down to you, is it?
No, it's not.
Like, it shouldn't impact your training. I do want you to do well, and I want you to succeed in the sports. And, you know, you're the one that wants to make it professionally. I do that as a passion.
Yeah.
You know, so that's it's just that today I took it out on you because I didn't really voice it out, and I was just jealous, and I didn't feel good about wanting to eat while I wasn't training. Yeah. And you're training, and on top of that you're on a diet, so it was
next level.
You're like, I was just pissed off at you for being so good in
Well, what I was saying before was that, like, when you're trying to communicate with someone about this stuff, it's really useful to understand that there's levels. Like, if you come home and you see that, you know, somebody's pissed off and they might take it out on you a bit, like, the conversation can end there, and you can end up having like an argument, or you could end up having a disagreement and things like that, and you don't get any further. And it's important to like dissect it and take it down to the next level.
I know, but I don't like to talk about my emotions, okay? And we know that's a thing, and you're always pushing me to try and analyze things and tell you why I feel so the way I feel. And
yes, and it's helped, has it not?
Well, yeah, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, well, you do a lot of stuff that you don't like.
Yeah, but that is not something I'm planning to change.
What? What, that particular aspect? You've already changed it. You talk about your feelings all the time.
Not all the time when you're trying to push me to do it.
You don't. You know what you do talk about? You talk about your negative surface feelings an awful lot.
What do you mean?
Like when you don't like something, you'll make it very clear that you don't like it.
Oh yeah, that's my French side. That's different.
Nice. It's not just the French side.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to voice the things you don't like. But that's different. That's not emotions. It's just like...
Of course that's an emotion.
It's just I like, I don't like. It's not deep feelings. That's what I mean.
But that's the surface of a deep feeling. Like that's all connected. It's like roots of a tree.
Okay, I just don't like to do some root cause analysis as to why I feel a certain way.
Root cause analysis?
Yeah.
What the fuck is root cause analysis?
It's the, 5 whys.
Some French thing. The
No.
5 whys.
Yeah, have you never heard of that?
I've never heard. You look really excited about it.
No, I'm just like telling you.
Your eyebrows are moving at an uncontrollable speed.
I know. It's a Japanese concept from Toyota.
All right.
You know that they are the one that made things efficient in automotive industry and all this.
I know now.
Did you not know?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
So Toyota, they were the trailblazers.
Yeah, they
Right.
made things like Ford invented. I don't know if it's Ford, but they started doing all this chain works in factories, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Toyota took it to the next level where they're like, yeah, okay, things are automated, things are in line and stuff, but
Okay.
how can we make it so that there are less movements between one person, like between one workstation to another?
Mm-hmm.
You're cutting all the waste and stuff, and you're looking at what's making you lose money, what's making you lose efficiency, and you're cutting all this waste. So this is lean management and all these things. You're making your business,
Streamlining.
yes, you're making your business as lean as
Okay.
possible, and you're cutting all the waste. As part of that, there is one thing where when an issue arises in work or anywhere else, it's one thing to ask, okay, why did that happen? You find the first reason as to why it happened. But then if you ask yourself why 5 times, so for example, why did I fall? Right?
Okay.
I was walking like on a wanky space. Why was it wanky?
What are you talking about?
Like,
Wait.
If you-
What's a wanky space?
does wanky say like something that is unstable?
No. This is really different. Man, I need to sort this out in case you ever have another job interview. All right.
Does wanky not say something that is unstable?
Wonky.
Wonky.
Wanky is like not a swear word, but it's kind of swear word. Like it's like wanky.
Oh.
Yeah, like jerking off.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not a wanky surface.
Wonky surface. All right.
Okay.
I'm learning. A wonky surface.
So the first line is, why did I fall? I fell because I was walking on a wonky or a wanky surface.
A wonky surface.
Yeah.
And then why is the surface wonky? Because I don't know, how do you say that? The marble is broken or something like that.
Why are you walking on marble floors? You're like a palace. A palace with really shit marble floors.
I don't know if marble can even break anyway. But some kind of like fragile floor. Crystal.
Wanky marble can definitely cause you some problems.
A crystal floor. Broken. I don't know. Something's broken.
What did you say? Concrete.
Or not
stone.
concrete. Concrete is gonna break. Like, how do you call the flooring that you put in your houses sometimes in kitchens?
Tiles?
Yeah, tile. The tile is broken. That was the word I was looking
Okay,
for.
we've got wanky tiles.
You got wonky tiles.
Yes.
And then, why is a tile wonky? And you go back. And that is root cause analysis, because from that, you'll get to the root of the issue.
Yeah.
Right?
I do that for everything. I do that with everything in my life.
Yeah, well, now you know what it is you're doing.
Yeah, I do it too much, definitely. But you could stand to do it a bit more, and I could stand to do it a bit less.
No, I'm happy with the way I deal with my things.
No, because you get all pent up, and then you get like you don't know what to like do with all that, and then I get it in the neck.
No, it's my neck that is hurting. That you're.
It's your neck that's physically hurting. I have an emotional neck pain, and I really want to discuss it.
See, always want to discuss things.
Yes, what's happening? Yeah, but that's super useful, especially when you're dealing with yourself. It's like I'm pissed off. Why am I pissed off? Yeah, if you don't go further than that, you're just pissed off. And you're just going to attack everyone around you.
Oh yeah, but I like this state.
No, that's not cool.
Yes,
no one else likes that
I
around
like
you.
it.
You're walking around like a bruise, like no one can touch you because you're fucking sore. Like you're like, and it's really hard. Like it's not like I know how to get through your whys. I've lived with you and known you long enough that I get it. But it would serve you really well to ask yourself that question.
I don't know, and I don't want to do it.
I don't care.
I don't care. Okay.
I don't care.
Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about these things.
All right, but the wise thing is useful. It's still... It's
the 5 whys.
The 5 whys thing
Yes.
is super useful.
Oh yeah, it's very useful at work.
Probably good in jiu-jitsu too. If you get keep fucking up in training and something isn't clicking.
Yeah, I guess.
Ask a bunch of whys. You could do it on a very small scale with moves.
Yeah, it's just too much. I like to live my jiu-jitsu. You like to think about all these things and ask a lot of questions and overanalyze it. And I'm it's probably the right way to do it. I just don't like it. I just like to jump in it and
don't tap and get an injury for a month.
Yes, well, a month.
How long is it going to be?
He said, it's probably months.
Months.
Yeah.
With an S.
Yes, with an S. I was like, what? I looked at him in the eyes. I judged his
You what?
his seriousness.
You looked him in the eyes
yeah.
and you judged his seriousness.
Yeah.
You're a scary woman sometimes.
And he was very serious.
Yeah?
I didn't like it one bit.
Yeah, well, he's a serious guy.
I didn't like it. He said months. And I was like, but months, not training? He was like, yeah, if you want to get better. I was like, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Listen, like it or not, you have to do it. And in this period, while you're like this, you can either be miserable the whole time and it's going to take you a really fucking long time.
It's so frustrating though that I'm not going to be training, I'm not going to be competing. It's just going to drag me down.
And what can you do?
Not drag me down. It's just going to everyone's going to improve and I'm just going to be sitting there
I was off for a fucking year. I was off for a year. And I had to watch, and I came to the gym to do weights while my knee was hurt, just to keep myself busy. But I couldn't do anything properly because I couldn't stabilize my body because my legs were fucked. I took a year off and watched everyone get better.
You took 6 months.
No, I took 9 months. 9 solid months and then a few months of messing around before I got back into it properly. But that's a long time. You'll be back way before then. Am I behind anyone? Am I behind the blue belts in the team?
July. You had the surgery in July and we went to Thailand in December.
Yeah. No, I didn't have the surgery in July.
Yes.
No, I had it in June. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 7 months. 7 months is a long time. Don't challenge my maths. It's terrible. Listen, regardless, 7 months is a long time to take off, isn't it? Agreed?
Mm.
You're already advanced for your
No,
belt,
I'm not.
for your belt and for your weight
I am
category.
not. I still have
Yeah, we have a shelf full of gold medals that disagrees.
That doesn't mean anything. I still...
It means you won, and it means you can win at high level of competition.
Well, not if I don't keep improving.
No.
Not if I don't keep learning things that I don't know.
When you get back, you're gonna have such a hunger to get back into it after something like this. You're gonna have this thirst, and you're gonna want to learn everything. Plus, you're gonna get back in. You're gonna be teaching again, and you're gonna be breaking down all the moves, and everything's gonna kind of make more sense to you in that way. But you have to ask yourself, what can you do?
Well, according to Sam, I can just lie down and eat some fruits and vegetables.
Okay, but as time goes on, you're gonna be able to do more things. Maybe it means just changing your focus a little bit. There's much more to your identity than just jiu-jitsu, and it's a big part of it, but you can figure out what to do within it. You can probably still teach and instruct and everything like that. You just might be you just can't be so hands-on.
Mm.
And you know how good it is when you teach people. You know how much it helps.
Well, first, I'm not teaching people. I'm helping the coach.
Okay.
Which is different, but still. Yeah, probably. The thing is, the most painful movement is looking down.
And for the
How
whole,
stupid is that? And
Yeah.
the thing is, for the whole class, that's what you do. They're
You
all
look
like
down.
on the floor doing these things, and you're looking down, and I just need to find a way to. I'm gonna work on my squat. Every time I need to tell them to correct something, I'll squat down
just
and
drop a squat,
Yeah.
get up in their face. You could bring a skateboard.
Work on my lunges.
Bring a skateboard. Just roll around on the mats.
It doesn't change anything. I'll still have to like
You'd be looking straight ahead.
bend down when I need to talk to them.
No, if you're on a skateboard and you're sitting on it, just
Sitting on it. Okay,
just
sorry.
scoot around on a skateboard and you can teach everyone.
I didn't get you were talking about sitting on it.
Yeah. As some,
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what? I'm not saying, if I'm talking and if I think sanely and if I think about it in a reasonable way,
yeah. You love being unreasonable, though.
I love it.
You love being unreasonable.
I don't like to be reasonable.
I know.
So, when it does make sense, everything makes sense, but I still hate it. I still would like to.
Do you know what, though? That's completely fucking normal.
Yeah.
And there's a shit ton of people that have gone through that and are going through that right now. And hearing you say that is a big fucking deal. I mean, it's good to hear from me as well.
No. Anyway, let's change the subject.
We change the subject.
For sure.
Well, I think that it's going to be kind of cool to. This is like a starting point, and in a few episodes' time and everything like that, like your outlook is gonna change. Potentially get worse for a moment. It might get worse, but then it's gonna climb, and you're gonna realize, and things are gonna kind of start to click for you, and you'll start to get better, and it's like a cool transformation, like for me to see, and I know that you're gonna go over it.
You know why I'm feeling so down? I think it's been a while since I had that big an injury.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
it might
the last
be that's
time,
your worst injury for sure.
The last time was last year. Around when I did my knee.
Yeah.
And even with the knee, I could still do a lot of like workout. Like I could work my shoulders. I could put a brace on, and I was doing squats and deadlifts and all these things. So I was still like, active.
You were in really good shape, actually.
But this thing on my neck is. It's just.
Paralyzing your body.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be good? If you had access to a gym with machines.
Yeah.
Because the machines isolate the muscles, so you don't have to engage your neck to do them. It's not good for like becoming like an overall super athlete, but it's good to keep muscle tone and lose weight and get in shape. Maybe get your little temporary gym membership so you can do that.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
I'll do it. No worries.
Yeah, well, don't do it until I decide whether I want to do it.
and then not tell you.
Up to you.
Somewhere with a sauna. I know you like the sauna.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you see my anyway here?
It's an anyway. Well, we're pretty much at the end of our time. If you keep clicking that thing, it goes click, and then it records it, and everyone hears a massive click every time. Yeah, the first time you did it earlier in the podcast.
What do you mean, like in the previous podcast?
No, in this one, when you press this thing, it goes tonk. Remember when we recorded? Anyways, I'll do your anyway. Thank you very much for listening. This was a really tough one. I can tell it was a tough one for Ellen to do. And, it's not always easy to talk about the difficult shit. Like, you want to talk about the uplifting stuff, and you want to talk about making a difference and fun and family and things like that. But that's not what life is, Sometimes there's shit. Sometimes there's injuries and sicknesses and death and destruction and bitchy bosses and shit managers and everything like that. But, like, you got to talk about that stuff too. And you got to come through it on the other side and don't give up when that stuff happens.
I'm conscious that it's not the end of the world. I know there are people that are way worse
Definitely
out there, and they have a...
We're going to be talking to some people representing them quite soon. So a little sneak preview.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's tease it all out.
We'll tease it out and we'll put a little bit more. But we have some really exciting stuff coming up for everybody to listen to, and we can't wait to share it with you.
Yeah, some good interviews coming up.
Definitely.
But yeah, so I'm conscious that this is not the end of the world, and I know, it's just hard at the moment.
Definitely.
But the good thing is, I still have the podcast to keep me...
keep you occupied.
To keep challenging me.
It's a big challenge. It's a mental challenge.
Yeah.
And who knows, you might be able to learn how to use the technology side of it.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
That's a bit too much to ask.
You can carry on being the Instagram manager.
The good thing is I've learned today not that the floor is not wanky, but wonky.
This is a big lesson.
Yes.
This is a big lesson. You'll never make that mistake at a dinner party again.
Maybe. It might still... That's it. When I have the words in my head, but I've never seen it written.
Make stuff out.
No, I've never seen them written. I've heard people say some words, and I've imagined the way it's written in my head, and I just don't put one and one together.
So what you're saying is you just make up your own language.
Yes, I like it.
Awesome. Well, look, you can carry on being the Instagram manager.
Yes.
If you want to find Helene on Instagram, it's feisty_monkey.
Feisty,
7.
FEISTY.
Yeah.
Underscore
EISTY.
Underscore monkey.
Underscore monkey at...
No,
sorry, 7.
7.
Yeah, feisty_monkey 7 at... Well, this was just at the beginning. You can email us any questions, any stories you want to tell, any stuff that you found maybe related to you on the podcast, and you want to tell us about a situation that you've gone through. From any of the shows that we do, we want to start to read out some stuff from our listeners that I've been talking to a few of you about, and it'd be good to share that with other people and just in the community. If you want to send us anything longer than a tweet, you email it to inbed@gmail.com. The link is available on Twitter, and it's also on our Facebook page, which we have now launched, which has given us a lot of fans in Africa, surprisingly.
And Cambodia.
Loads and loads. And we're on Twitter. The Twitter is the same one. I think Famous Rambles will still get you there, but if you type in IBA Podcast, it'll come up. IBAH Podcast, and the Twitter, it'll come up on Twitter. And we'll have a YouTube channel coming soon. We're going to pop some videos on and everything, so you can actually see our faces a little bit more often if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, I've got it all planned out. I've got the media plan. It's fine. But thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.